What's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of My Team Career Mode. Today, we are here at the French Grand Prix at the circuit Paul Ricard. So, it is going to be a difficult race for us, or is it going to be an easy? So, let's find out as we go into the Q1 session first lap. And the Haas was just blocking the path, but fortunately, it just moved away, and we can go for the push lap with full speed. And let's see what we can achieve in the first Q1 session. And it is going to be a long lap because it is almost 1 minute 30 seconds of a lap, and it is our first push lap, and we go into P1 position. So obviously this is a lot of gain we have made since the previous race, and we slide into P5 after the end of Q1. And now this is the Q2 session, and it was a decent lap, but again at this sector 3 we made a bit of mistake. The car was just sticking onto the road, and the front wheel was not pointing to the right direction, and we had to control the backslide. So we go into P7, and I was doubtful whether we'll be going to Q3 session or not. But fortunately we were able to, because in the second push lap we did not improve, and we finish in P7, and our teammate is in P10 position. So in the Q3 session again we go into P4, and I was hopeful that we can improve upon that, but again the fuel was less, and I just had a lot of time which I lost. So I think we will end in P4 position in the Q3 session. So we'll be starting on the grid from P4 unless anybody takes a grid penalty in front of us. So it will be the hard to medium strategy, and we are going for this alternate strategy. So let's see what we can achieve as our teammate is in P9. So 5 red lights, and away we go for the start of the French Grand Prix. And it is one of my favorite circuits because the circuit is very technical, and you have to be aware of the facts, otherwise you will be just going on to the runoff area, which is quite large. And the Mercedes just overtook us, so definitely the medium tires are coming into play for the clutch guys of the Mercedes. And since there is some R&D upgrade issues, and there is some regulation changes, so we are losing so many of our R&D upgrades, because in the starting of the season we were P2 I think in the R&D chart, and now we are almost P5 and P6. So the regulation changes have hit us hard, but fortunately we will be able to bounce back and utilize the maximum potential of our car and maintain opportunity from whatever the issues we have. So it is the lap 1, and we made some overtakes. So we are currently in P5, and I was taking a move down the inside of Leclerc here, but it was not to be because the gap was not there evidently. So we just backed off, and again in the lap 2 you can see Leclerc was too slow at this corner, and we make a move around the outside, and we make the move stick. So definitely we are just utilizing the potential of our car, but also we made a bit of hash of it as the tires were sliding, and we just had a bit of collision with Leclerc, but no damage done to either of the parties. So definitely some issues with this hard tire, because they are still not at the optimum range of operation, and it will take some laps, but definitely we will reach there gradually. And race control has enabled the DRS, and now Pierre Gasly, who has a mechanical issue, but still I don't know how he's fighting so hard. And we get a mechanical issues because our DRS is will not just open for some laps, I think. So it is lap 6, and anyhow we will not be able to cast the DRS because Norris is almost 3.7 seconds in front of us. So even if the DRS is available, we would have not been able to utilize it, but fortunately again got repaired in the lap 8 itself. So thank you for the wonderful guys at the pits who just made use of the errors, as we again set the fastest lap of the race, and our teammate goes into the pits at the lap 14. So the medium runners are going into the pits for a set of hard tests, and I was thinking that maybe I should go along because I'll be having some fresh tests. But you can see here Fernando Alonso gets DNF'd. So our engine still has some reliability issues of the Mercedes engine, so I decided to go into the pits and go for a set of medium tires, and we almost just slowed down right before the pit limiter mark, and what you can expect, we get a safety car. So our teammate, who is stranded in the I think turn 1, so he just triggered a safety car, which is fortunate for us, as now the field has closed up and we will be able to make a move. And you can see here Norris is just too slow, and we utilize the full ERS, and when the green flag appears we are side by side with Norris, and we are just trying to make a move around the outside at this turn 1, which we do, but we make a brittle of late because the tires are still too cold, and we have to just be mindful of the grip levels. And fortunately we are able to go past Norris, and McLarens are fighting behind us, Stroll and Norris. So let's see what we can achieve, as Verstappen is now 6 tenths in front of us, and we have to make the move stick, and the more number of moves we make with the freshness of our tires will be utilized well, as Verstappen is in the hard tire. So definitely he'll be not having the grip and the pace level which we have in the medium tires. There is a lot of delta between the hard and medium, so we have to make the move, and we make a move around the outside at this ultimate turn, and now we are going side by side, and we are just pushing him to the limits. And it is a fair racing, I would say, because we are at least leaving him a bit of car width space on the racetrack. And now it's side by side. Now it is who is the last to brake, and we are the last to brake, and we make the move around the inside at this turn 1, which opens up to the turn 2, and we utilize the full potential of the fresh medium tires, and we make the move stick. So lap 21 we are in P1 position after a long time, and by the looks of it, as the season progressed, starting in the Bahrain, where we performed very poorly, and after that we have performed still poorly in the Canadian Grand Prix. But since the British Grand Prix, we have turned the tides and we are making the most. As in the lap 25, you can see we are just pulling away from the Verstappen and Norris guys behind us. At least they are 4.7 seconds behind, and in the lap 27 we come across the line and finish the race in P1 position. So a wonderful recovery drive from us, as initially we were too late, and but still we got into the P1 position as Pierre Gasly gets the driver of the day. The local homeboy gets the driver of the day, which is obvious, and we get into the top step of the podium for the second time in this season after the British Grand Prix, and it is GG's to us. And hopefully we'll be able to continue this good form in the upcoming races as well, which will be, I think, at the Belgium. So the Spa-Francorchamps, it is another difficult circuit, I would say, and it's a fast circuit, so we have to just adjust the tuning of our car so that we can able to make some moves and hopefully gain some much needed points. As unfortunately our team mate Fernando Alonso got DNF'd, which would have quite a setback for us in the constructors, as we are P6 in the drivers championship, and we have to make a lot of moves so that we can at least get into the top 3 of the constructors, as we are in P5 and we are closing into the Mercedes and Alpine. So hopefully in the upcoming races of the season we will be able to move up the ladder, as Fernando Alonso declined our contract. So because his focus is low, maybe he's looking for some opportunities elsewhere, so he declined our $12 million contract, and now we started to attract Lando Norris, but we also lost while considering Lando Norris, and now we get George Russell. So I think George Russell, yes, so George Russell is now our new official teammate, but still the regulation changes has made us lose quite a lot of R&D upgrades. So hopefully in the upcoming races we have to improve the R&D department, otherwise we are just falling back on the R&D chart. So this was about the video, guys. Thank you guys for watching this video, and we'll meet you again at the Spa-Francorchamps Belgium Grand Prix in the next weekend. So till then, peace.